Have you ever wondered if the terrifying monsters from myths and legends were more than just stories? What if I told you that some of these legendary creatures actually existed? Get ready, because today we're diving deep into the fossil record and historical accounts to uncover 10 mythical beasts that might have been very, very real. First up, the Kraken. This colossal sea monster, said to drag entire ships to the ocean floor, sounds like pure fantasy, right? But what about the giant squid? For centuries, sailors' tales of monstrous tentacles were dismissed. Then, in the 1870s, a giant squid washed ashore, proving their existence. These behemoths can grow up to 43 feet long, easily large enough to grapple with a small ship. Could ancient encounters with these elusive giants have inspired the legend of the Kraken? The evidence is pretty compelling. Next, let's talk about dragons. Almost every culture on Earth has stories of giant fire-breathing reptiles. While fire-breathing is a bit of a stretch, our planet was once home to some truly dragon-like animals. Take the megalania, a giant monitor lizard that roamed Australia around 50,000 years ago. It grew up to 23 feet long and had a venomous bite. Early humans who migrated to Australia would have certainly encountered these terrifying predators. Imagine seeing a lizard the size of a car. It's easy to see how those stories could evolve into the dragons we know today. And it's not just megalania. What about the discovery of dinosaur fossils? Ancient people, like the Greeks and Chinese, found massive, unfamiliar bones weathering out of the earth. Without the context of paleontology, what would you think they were? Probably the remains of giant, powerful beasts. In fact, some historians believe that Protoceratops fossils, found in the Gobi Desert, inspired the legend of the Griffin, a creature with the body of a lion and the head and wings of an eagle. The fossils have 4 legs, a beak-like mouth, and a bony frill that could have been mistaken for wings. Let's move on to the Cyclops. In Greek mythology, these one-eyed giants were said to have forged Zeus's thunderbolts. But where did this idea come from? One fascinating theory points to the skulls of dwarf elephants that once lived on Mediterranean islands like Crete and Sicily. These skulls have a large central nasal cavity right in the middle of the forehead. To someone who had never seen an elephant skull before, it would look exactly like a single giant eye socket. It's a perfect fit for the legend. How about the fearsome dire wolf from fantasy stories? Well, they were 100% real. The dire wolf, or Canis dirus, lived in the Americas during the Ice Age. They were larger and more robust than modern gray wolves, with a more powerful bite designed to take down megafauna like bison and even young mammoths. While they've been extinct for about 10,000 years, they coexisted with early humans who would have known them as terrifying and formidable predators. Now for a creature of the skies, the rake. This enormous bird of prey, famous from the tales of Sinbad the Sailor, was said to be so large it could carry an elephant in its talons. Pure exaggeration? Maybe. But consider the Haast's eagle of New Zealand. This was the largest eagle known to have ever existed, with a wingspan of up to 10 feet. Its primary prey was the moa, a flightless bird that could weigh over 400 pounds. While not an elephant, seeing an eagle snatch a creature that heavy would have been a truly awe-inspiring and terrifying sight for the early Maori people. It's no wonder legends of giant man-carrying birds emerged. Let's talk about hobbits. No, not the ones from Middle-earth, but a real-life human relative, Homo floresiensis. Discovered on the Indonesian island of Flores in 2003, these individuals stood only about 3.5 feet tall. Nicknamed hobbits, they lived as recently as 50,000 years ago. Local folklore on the island of Flores speaks of the Ibu Gogo, small, hairy, cave-dwelling, human-like creatures. Could these legends be a preserved cultural memory of encounters with Homo floresiensis? The connection is tantalizingly close. Next we have the bunyip, a legendary creature from Australian Aboriginal mythology said to lurk in swamps and rivers. Descriptions vary, but they often include a dog-like face and flippers. A possible real-world candidate? Diprotodon, the largest marsupial that ever lived. This wombat-like beast was the size of a rhino and lived in Australia until about 40,000 years ago. Some Aboriginal rock art appears to depict these animals, suggesting a long-held memory of their existence, which could have morphed into the legend of the bunyip over millennia. What about sea serpents? Countless reports throughout history describe long, snake-like monsters in the ocean. While many are hoaxes or misidentifications, one animal could be a real-life sea serpent, the oarfish. This is the world's longest bony fish, capable of reaching lengths of up to 36 feet. They are rarely seen as they live in deep water, but when they are sick or dying, they sometimes surface. Imagine being an ancient mariner and seeing a 30-foot-long, silver, snake-like fish with a red, crest-like fin on its head. You'd definitely be telling stories about a sea serpent back at port. Finally, we have the chupacabra, the goat sucker of Latin American folklore. Reports began in the 1990s describing a strange, hairless, dog-like creature attacking livestock. For years, the mystery baffled everyone. But DNA analysis of alleged chupacabra carcasses has revealed a more mundane but still interesting explanation. Most of them are simply coyotes or dogs suffering from a severe case of mange. This parasitic skin disease causes their hair to fall out, their skin to thicken and wrinkle, and weakens them, making them more likely to attack easy prey like goats and chickens. So the chupacabra isn't a new monster, but a familiar animal made monstrous by disease. From giant squids inspiring the Kraken to elephant skulls giving rise to the Cyclops, it's clear that the line between myth and reality is often blurred. Our ancestors weren't just making things up, they were trying to explain the strange and terrifying world around them, a world filled with real-life monsters we've only recently come to understand. What do you think? Are there other legends you believe have a basis in reality? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest mysteries. See you next time.